In today's video, we're going to be working on my 2007 E70 X5. I can't get into my hood. Let me pull that. It's free. No resistance. It only popped the one side over here. This side isn't popped. I can lift up and try to pull. Nothing happens. So I popped the grill out so I can get access to the actual latch and try to manually release it through this hole here. The grill comes out relatively easy. You basically just push this part inward. My grill's not in the best shape, but it clips together here. So kind of like that. You just kind of force. When you do that, you'll be able to pop this outer section out. And then you can kind of push that in and then rotate it out. And what I'm going to do is try to get access to the hood through this hole here, and I'll show you what I'm going to use. Credit to another YouTuber here that suggested this. There's a couple of videos on YouTube showing you how to get into your X5 hood if your hood cable breaks or comes undone. There's one showing you how to use an antenna. That's what inspired me to try this. And there's another guy saying that if you don't have an antenna, go to Home Depot and just get a round bar rod. This is 3/16 by 36 inches. We're going to use that to try to get access to the actual hood. But since I haven't actually gotten in there yet, I figured I'd show it while I'm in the middle of trying to get this done. Maybe that'll be a little more helpful. And then I'll put the grill back in and see if it's even possible with the grill in. By the way, this round bar is under $3 total. So we're gonna have to go in here, right between, there's actually a piece of foam that I already shoved back and out of the way, which I'll get to after I get the hood release popped. We're gonna go in on an angle, and you gotta try to find where the actual cable goes into an arm, where it pulls on the lever. You're gonna push on that, and I'll show you once I get it open. So I'll probably be struggling with this for a bit, but I'll get it on camera. Just for a bit of movement and clearness, I'm just gonna put a pry bar in between my condenser there. That's it. That's what it took. So that, I actually tried with a couple other things and it didn't work before, but this got the job done. Oops, okay, so I just kind of bent it slightly to get it popped. There's that piece of foam that I shoved out of the way. That goes here. It's back in its home. You can see here. Right there. So you want to shove that out of the way, and you kind of just put a couple scratches there, but no big deal. And what happened is, with that rod, we came in through here, and first I was scraping up above this, and that's why it has a bit of a bend in it now. So we had to kind of fish around and try to catch underneath. You'll feel it sliding up above, that's no good. You want to go underneath. Get it to guide itself in here, and then it's a big fat rod, so it touches right on the back side of the actual latch mechanism itself. So I got a new cable now. Let's get that installed. Right there, that's where the cable's supposed to go. supposed to be in there, and it's supposed to come through that. There's a little groove. That's what we actually made contact with. Now, I haven't touched anything. It's just, it failed in its however it was going to fail. So let's do some investigation and figure out what happened here. Here's the cable. And here it is. It just kind of fell out of place. And it looks like this part here that clips into the actual latch just wears out and gets too much clearance. So it clips into this bar here. There's a little clip here on the back side. There's one here. There's one over here. And comes over here. Like so. Comes over here. There's one going in through here. So we got to get that off. And then it all comes over to this box over here. Like so. So we got to pop that off. I'll get this one out. And then I have a new latch that we'll put in. A new hook cable. So we got a pick here. That piece comes off. And you're left with this. This is the actual cable from the interior. And this is the actual part that you'll be replacing. That part seems to be in good shape. This part here. So that part stays there. That comes from your hood release on inside the cabin. Once you get this piece off, we can install the new piece. I'll just compare the old piece and the new piece. This cable is like 13 bucks. There's enough, you can find them on eBay all day long. They're cheap. So when you order this, that's what you get. And there's the new end. So here's the original end and the new end. It just gets chewed up and it won't hold into place anymore. Just enough to fall out of place. I actually put it back once and then that wasn't a good idea. Obviously I should have just changed it. This is a lot more pliable and soft. This one's hardened up with age and time, so it's more restricted. We've got T25 Torx. Actually feels a bit small. And a T30 Torx now. I'm gonna take these out. Should give us just enough room to be able to like pop the cable off. So now you can see that cable going into there. So now I can actually work with it. Right there. It'd be a bit tricky, but if I get a screwdriver in there and pop it off, I should be able to, that should be enough for me. There. This side is in a good shape still. It was this side that was messed up. I think it's common for the passenger side to fail first. And the fun part. Anyway, I'll probably have to do that two-handed, but you get the idea. So I had to mess with it for a little bit, but I finally got it to drop the latch down, oriented it in such a way that I could get the end of the cable on, put it in here, and it kind of was free floating. I had to kind of like guide things into place, open this up, pull up on it, and it kind of pulls everything in line. I can feel that piece in here. It's right on there, and I just to be sure I stuck a screwdriver in here and just kind of bottomed down that plastic piece onto the actual hood latch. So I'm going to do the same on the other side now. On this side I actually just lifted up, undid these two screws and lifted up on the whole mechanism via the harness that keeps track of whether or not your hood's open. And this doesn't go through this hole here, it kind of routes from underneath. So I can lift the whole latch up here, insert that, and then just snap it into place like that. And we can make sure, come over here and here. You can see it's actuating it, and this is snapped in, so now I can take it down here. So I got that drawn back up into place. The cable sits here. It runs down from here. Now we can come over to this side and focus on connecting this. Should be straightforward. Got that back together. So this just snaps into these two holes here. So that took a decent amount of effort to snap back into place, but it is in place. I routed that cable properly, snapped it all back into place here. Everything seems happy. So before we close the hood, let's latch this. So while trying to latch that, I noticed that this arm here that kind of grabs wasn't swinging forward freely. It had some corrosion inside the mechanism which was resisting it to fall into place and latch. So I put some PB Blaster on there. That's probably what led to the cable getting worn out slowly. So I've latched both sides now. And I'm going to try pulling the actual hood release to hear if I can hear them both release. That sounded good. That one's released. This one's released. So I'm going to try to latch it again. See, it kind of halfway grabs. And I've had to like help it like that. That's not ideal. So just to help it along, I'm going to lubricate that. So it came forward a lot further now that I put that PB Blaster in there. So that's likely what led to the failure. There, all the way forward now. So that's good. So you're going to want to put some penetrant in there to clean up the latch, lubricate it, and you're less likely to have this new cable fail. Here we're reassembled now, I'm going to try it. Oh, good. Barely had to give it a pull. Before I used to have to put a lot of pressure on the passenger side to get it to close. One side, usually get a notification saying hood's open because one side didn't latch. And now that I lubricated the latch, it's easy. Probably what leads to the cable failure. Feels good. So, my grills aren't in good shape. I gotta change them. So, they're just barely holding together. But if you want to use this rod, you technically go between the third and fourth spoke, I believe, just like this. Go through that same spot I showed you, knock that foam out of the way, and just force it into place. You'll have enough wiggle room left and right, up and down, to get at that latch. You don't have to take your grill out if you don't want to mess with it, if they're brand new and you don't want to break the clips or they're not already worn out. On my car they already were worn out, so the clips are very brittle and I could easily just pop it out of place. So that shows you how to get into your E70 X5 if your hood latch, if your cable let go. Either it breaks or it comes off the actual latch mechanism, lock mechanism, as mine did. It doesn't click into place. And it shows you how to change the cables. Parts like 14 bucks, you can find it on eBay. And credit to a couple other YouTubers that showed this technique. There's one guy that showed it, really good guy, showed how to do this, and credit to another guy for the idea on getting this threaded rod, or not threaded rod, just a regular rod, because, you know, it's like nearly the perfect size to get right in there. So thanks for watching and good luck.
Wow.